We are going to discuss class 9, chapter D, the fundamental unit of biology. This chapter is included in term 1 syllabus for class 9, and in this chapter, what all we are going to study is introduction, in which we will see the basic definition of cell, who discovered the cell, what actually the cell is, and how it functions in the body. Next topic will be the cell theory, in which we will see the types of organisms. Like organisms can be unicellular or multicellular organisms can be there. Types of cells like prokaryotic cells, eukaryotic cells. Next, we will see the difference between animal cells and plant cells. Like what all are the differences which are seen in plant cell and animal cell. As from smaller classes also we have seen that cell wall is present in plant cell but it is absent in animal cell. So this is one of the major differences which is. Then we will witness the process of diffusion, in which we will see the movement of solute from solvent without the involvement of any semi-permeable membrane. Then is osmosis. Osmosis will be seen in which semi-permeable membrane is used. Then hypotonic, hypertonic or isotonic solutions will be discussed in detail. Plasma membrane and cell membrane. The plasma membrane is only responsible for providing the shape to the cell. If we say that the particular cell is round or spherical, it is all because of the plasma membrane only. Apart from that, we will see the various properties of plasma membrane, like the fluidity of plasma membrane, semi-permeable nature of plasma membrane, functioning of plasma membrane, informing lipid bilayer in the cell, the function of cell wall. Plasmolysis process will be witnessed here. Nucleus will be seen. As for our thinking process, like brain is the master gland. So for the cell, the nucleus is a center of the cell and it has a variety of beneficial functions for a cell. We will see the compositions of the nucleus, that what all the nucleus is made up of. Functioning of the nucleus, nucleoid will be discussed. Then comes cytoplasm, function of cytoplasm, what all are the constituents of the cytoplasm, the nature of the constituents which are found in cytoplasm, endoplasmic reticulum, types of endoplasmic reticulum, functions of endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, in which we will also see the function of Golgi bodies, lysosomes, which are also known as suicidal bags of the cell. So in that functioning of the lysosome, we will actually get to know that why the lysosomes are known as the suicidal bags of the cell. Then comes powerhouse of the cell. Yeah, exactly. You have heard it right. That it is involved in the production of ATP. Because of that, mitochondria is known as powerhouse of the cell. So how this beautiful structure of mitochondria is designed? What are the functionings of mitochondria in the living cells? Plastids, functions of plastids, structures of plastid. Because of plastids, only the process of photosynthesis take place and the variety of different colors are found in plants and other species. Vacuoles will be seen and the functions of vacuoles. One of the major difference between plant cell and animal cells also arises in the size of vacuole cells. The size of vacuole in plant cells is quite large in comparison to animal cell, where the size of the vacuole is very, very small. Okay. So first we will start with what actually the cell is. So cell is the basic unit of organism. Basic unit means one of the smallest unit by which an organism is made is known as cell. Suppose if we say we have to write a word or we have to write a paragraph. So A, B, C, D alphabets are the basic units of writing any word or any paragraph. Similarly, if we have to construct a whole of the organism, so cell will be the basic unit of any organism. Then later on, various cells will combine together to form the tissues, and tissues will combine to form the organs. Like heart will be formed, kidney will be formed, muscles will be formed, and other organs will be formed. And those organs will combine to form the organ system, and systematically they will work together. Like organs combine together in the organ system to form circulatory system, digestive system, respiratory system, excretory system, nervous system. So various systems can be made. Then comes structural and functional unit of life. If we are saying the cell is a structural and functional unit of life, that means cell is only responsible for providing structure to an organism. Like if some cell is circular in shape, so that is because of the cells which are found in that organism. So because of that, structure of a cell is designed, like whether a cell is cuboidal shaped, whether a cell is rectangular shaped, or it is long elongated shaped. Then comes function, that what all are the functions that are performed by that particular cell. There is a possibility that that cell might be involved in the process of breathing, or that cell might be involved in the process of respiration, or the process of transport of blood in the body. So various functions can be there which can be provided by the cell in an organism. So in short, we can see that structural means which provides structure to our body, and in that the main role is of the cell membrane. Then comes functional unit, in which all functions take place at cell level only. As I told you that cells will combine to form tissues, tissues will combine to form organ, and organ will combine later to form organ system. Next point is cells are a dynamic place. If we are saying dynamic place, it means something which is not static and it is always in motion. As we know that if we are sleeping at that time, also the organs of our body are doing their functions, like food has been digested, process of filtration is going on, blood has been circulated to different organs. So something or other is always happening inside a cell. It is not so that like if we are sleeping, our cells are also at the position of rest. So is not the case with cells. Various type of complex reaction keep on running inside the cell. Like cells are replicating, they are forming proteins, or other processes are going on. And if any particular cell or tissue is damaged, their repair needs to be done. If some cell is dead, it needs to be eliminated from the body. So all those are the processes which are continuously going inside a cell. Then a question arises that there are a variety of wonderful things a cell is doing. So what actually is the constituent of a cell, and what all a cell is made up of? So my dear kids, the cell is made up of proteins, which are for which amino acids are a monomeric. Then comes carbohydrate, which are formed from sugars. Fats are involved in making of cells, and lipids are also involved. So all these in the broader cells are the constituents of the cell: proteins, carbohydrates, fats, and lipid streams. Now we will see that okay, that is fine. The cell is very, very minute, but to whom this idea comes and who actually discovered the cell? So cell was discovered after the invention of microscope, because cells are very microscopic and we will not be able to see the cells with the naked eye. So the invention of microscope only allowed the discovery of cells possible. So as you can see in this picture also, kids, that this is the picture of microscope, and with help of this we can analyze any of the cells, and the resolution of this can also be changed. Suppose if you want to see the any cell at 10x resolution, 20x, 30x, so according to your suitability you can also like resolve, or you can enlarge the viewing size of that particular cell. So in the year 1665, Robert Hooke used an early compound microscope to observe a thin piece of cord. So this is the like a trunk of the tree. So from that a smaller section is cutted and it was seen under the microscope. So Robert Hooke used a compound microscope and he observed the thin piece of cord, which is a plant material, and he observed that these are some empty chambers, or these different kind of chambers were found in the cells, and which he later on named as the cells. And in the year 1677, Anton von Leeuwenhoek, who uses single lens microscope to observe the pond water. As we say that, like we know that various species are also found in water, and later the previous chapter which I told you, I also told you that like water can also be a source of diseases or a means of diseases, because like variety of microorganisms are found in water. He saw tons of microorganisms like bacteria, protista, even in the water he drank. So whatever the water we are drinking, in that also variety of microorganisms are found, and because of that only many a times we fall sick because of drinking that water. And hence it is said that we should always purify the water before drinking, or like at the least we should at least boil the water before drinking. Now comes the shape and sizes of the cell. That what all are the shapes in which a cell can exist. So a cell can be oval in shape, spherical shape can be there, rectangular cells can be there, spindle shaped, totally irregular nerve cells can also be there. Like for spherical cell, we can take example of red blood cells. Spindle shape, the muscle fibers are basically in the shape of spindles only. Long branch chains can be there in case of nerve cells. And for size, we can see a cell of the microscopic size like RBC and a fairly large nerve cells also. In this picture, it is clearly shown that in A, children just see that how small a cell can be. Then B, then C, D, and up to B. See how large this cell is. So from very minute size to very large size also a cell can be there. And according to that only, like they are involved in various functions. So functionality can differ, but there are a variety and diversity of cells which are found in organisms. So this is the diversity. See how beautifully our body has been designed, and all the constituents have been involved in that. Okay. So next comes like what all are the functions of these cells in our body. So human red blood cells basically are circular and biconcave in shape, and they help in the pass through narrow capillaries and transport oxygen. So the transportation of blood is basically done with the help of red blood cells. Then comes white blood cells, which are amoeboid with pseudopodia so that it can change shape. So they are having pseudopodia-like structures which help in the movement and shape of those cells, and they are involved to engulf the foreign organisms that enter in the body. Because of that, the white blood cells are involved in immune defense function in our body, so that if anything foreign, microorganism or some foreign thing enters in the body, that can be engulfed. Then comes nerve cells, which are long and elongated to conduct, and the function of nerve cells is to conduct impulse from distant part of the body to the brain and vice versa. So like suppose if we touch some hot pan and we just get like warm and we just remove our hand. So that function is like when from nerve cells, that function goes, that signal goes to our brain, and our brain signals us that this object is hot and it can harm us. So we should remove our hand from that. So in that way, nerves help in the signal conduction. Then comes muscle cells, which are long, spindle-shaped and contractile, and they help to pull or squeeze the parts. If like suppose if I'm extending my hand in this way, then I'm folding it. So in this way, the movement of muscles is only functioning in this way. That how the muscles are contracting and relaxing. In the phenomenon in which we exercise or we run, in all those cases, the function of muscles can be witnessed. Then comes guard cells, which are found in plants, especially in stomata. They are bean shaped. Like for example, rajma is there, and they are involved to open or close the pores of the stomach. Okay, and we know that stomata are basically involved in the gaseous exchange in the plant. So all those functions are basically performed by stomata. Now children, we can see the size of atom, which is near to 0.1 micrometer. Then comes lipid, then like some mitochondria is there, eubacteria is there, animal cell is there, plant cell is there, human eye is there, frog egg is there, chicken egg is there, ostrich egg is there, and adult human is there. So we can see the different shapes and sizes in which cells are found. And if you will see the large cells like adult human, ostrich egg, frog egg, or chicken egg, because of their large size, they can be easily seen by naked eye also. But if we talk about bacteria, mitochondria, animal cell, plant cell, they can be easily seen with the light microscope also. Okay, because they are of the intermediate size. But if we will talk about atoms or lipids, which or like some flu virus and other viruses, they are very small. So for that case, we need electron microscope or more advanced microscope, which can be helped to visualize the cells. So students, I hope that you are able to get an overview of what actually the cell is, like how the cell is known as basic unit of life, and why we say that cell is a structural and functional unit of life, and who discovered the cell. Robert Hooke. Once again, I can like repeat that Robert Hooke discovered the cell in 4 cells, and he found them as the various chamber shaped cells were there. So that's all for the video, students. And one more thing which I wanted to discuss from you is, see that this chapter or biology is something in which recalling and revision is very important. So I just request you all that before watching my new videos, please keep on revising whatever I upload previously. Okay, so that you will be able to connect the concepts in a more better way in my upcoming videos. Keep learning, students. Stay happy, stay blessed. That's all. Bye bye, kids. Bye.